Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my garden. I'm so happy to see you here. It is officially July, ending the first day, and I just have a few random bits that I want to do in the garden while I just enjoy being out here because I have the time and it's not blistering hot right now. So I just thought I'd take you guys along with me for a few random things that we're going to get up to in the garden. I grow in containers in southern Missouri, zone 6B, 7A, so let's just see what we get up to. I just planted this very sad looking purple tomatillo. It was very lacking in the water department, but it is evening now and I'll give it a drink of water when I'm done, so it will be fine being planted out while it's a little sad. I also added some of my True Organics chicken manure fertilizer to the top of the container. It's a slow release granular fertilizer. This is not a used container. This is actually a brand new one that I filled up. Brand new to me anyway. So this will be the first thing grown in this container. I don't have a tag for it, as is life. That's fine. So this one's actually done. I was out here earlier pruning these tomatoes and it was very, very hot. So I did record some of that. I'll put it on the screen here somewhere. I wasn't out here very long and I got really, really sweaty and my phone started to overheat. So I just took lots of breaks and went inside and did some chores. So now the sun is going down. There it is, just barely behind the trees over there. And the garden is mostly shaded, a little bit of dappled sun here and there, but it is much cooler now than it was today, so I have some bug spray on, and hopefully I don't get too eaten. Right as I say that, a bug flew in my ear. So here's where I did most of the heavy pruning earlier today. Don't mind my really shiny, dirt-covered arms, it's because of the bug spray. But mostly this Dr. Witchy and this Russian stripy tomato had gotten very big, so I took off some of the unnecessary branches, and frickin' squash bugs everywhere. I did not have a problem with squash bugs when I lived, like, in town, that's what I call it, because I live, like, a little bit in the country right now. But when I lived, like, in the middle of town at the other garden, I did not have a problem with squash bugs. And I don't have them on my squash, but they're on my tomatoes. So this right here on the end is the little tomatillo we just planted. Like I said, it looks really sad, but, it should liven up in the next 12 hours while the sun is down. Other than that, I brought out these. Well, they live outside, but I brought them to the garden. These are, in the jar is Dr. Witchy tomatoes, and in the bottle is yellow pear tomatoes. And I just wanted to plant one of each of those in this container, and also add some fertilizer to it. Gonna pull the mulch back. I'll put the little tomato on this side. No, I'll put the big tomato on this side. So these are tomato suckers that I cut off of my plants and propagated in water, just in a glass jar. They've probably been in here, I don't know, 2 weeks-ish, and the roots are that long, so now they're just going to go straight in the garden. A sucker is just the part of the tomato plant that grows in between the main stem and a leaf. A little bit will come out right here that looks like just the top of a new tomato plant, and that's exactly what it is. You cut it off and you root that in water, and you've got yourself a new tomato. So we are going to plant this one that has the most roots on it. There we go. Easy peasy. So set the jar down so I don't accidentally plant 2 of those. I'm going to take a little bit of this fertilizer. Spread that around so it's under the mulch. And then move the mulch from this side. Okay. I hope I don't break off too many of these roots by pulling them out of the jar, the jug, the bottle. Nice. Some of the roots on this one aren't looking quite as healthy, so I'm just gonna gently pull, and if they come off, they come off. And these new white roots will do just fine for it to get a good start here. There we go. 2 more tomatoes into the garden. So my potatoes at this point are really starting to die back, and I actually did a little check yesterday to see if I saw any surface level potatoes, and let me show you. I'm going to show you in the exact same location that I looked. It was in this corner bucket of Kennebec potatoes. You can see where I disturbed the mulch. All I did was pick up the mulch. So let's show you guys. Look! There's potatoes! Those are not small potatoes. So there are for sure potatoes in here. And that makes me so happy. Oh my goodness. Cover them back up because you don't want the sun to touch them. They can turn green, and green potatoes can give you a tummy ache. So this is another container of Kennebec potatoes. And I gotta see. Oh, there's some tiny little ones. So these ones aren't as far along as the others, obviously. Still not going to harvest any until they die back quite a bit more than this. I want the foliage to be gross and yellow and falling over, no green left in sight. So these are still looking pretty healthy. It's also rained again the last few days. I would like to be able to hold back water when it's closer to harvesting time, because harvesting potatoes is really fun, but harvesting potatoes out of soppy wet soil, probably not as fun. So I'd like them to be a bit dry, and that also helps harden the skin so that you have less of a chance to nick them and they will store for longer. I think that one mammoth sunflower finally did decide that it is not going to live, but these 2 mammoth sunflowers are looking so good. The stalks are already thicker than my thickest sunflower over here. I am very happy with how this flower bed has turned out. And down here at this end of the garden, this is another seashells blend, and there's one white one, but there's also this one, which is like a dusty, pinky, purple color. Not sure if I'd call that a light pink or purple in real life, but they are beautiful nonetheless. Just hold them together like that. Oh my goodness, those are pretty. And with the sunset, you gotta be joking. This is a joke, right? Another thing that I wanted to bring you guys along for tonight is harvesting, harvesting some onions. My containers that only have onions haven't started to break their own necks yet, which is how onions tell you that they're ready to be harvested. But my onions that are in the containers with other plants in them all seem to be starting to break. I've already harvested, I think, 3 or 4 that had broken necks, and I used them in dinner last night and some other nights. While we walk by, though, more flowers. This black night scabiosa that I've finally succeeded in growing. That flower is so unique looking. Oh my, it's like it's covered in little sprinkles. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And that's a peppermint stick zinnia. Gorgeous. Love it. So here's one of the onions. This neck is clearly no longer standing and is flopped over and broken. This onion might have been planted a little deep, but the soil's pretty loose, so we'll see. A little onion. It's on the smaller side, but honestly, I'm the only person in my house that really enjoys onions, so on the smaller side is good for me because I don't need a ginormous amount of onion just for myself. This one is standing, but it's loose. So I think we're just going to go ahead and harvest all of the ones in this container. Another little guy, again, not upset about it. There's this one. This one's neck still seems pretty strong, and it's even smaller than those. So I'll leave it in. Let's do some weeding while we're here. Peppers are loading down this plant. I'm going to come harvest them in the morning. Okay, this onion clearly has a broken neck. He's even smaller, but that's fine. This one, not quite broken. This one, broken. Shoot, I'm just going to go ahead and take this one too. We'll let that one size up some more. It still looks pretty healthy. Let's check these. You broken? No. You broken? Nope. Not broken. Not broken. Not broken. All those guys are doing fine. There's some around the other side. I didn't have an exact plan when I came out to the garden this time. And every time that happens, I'll just kind of do things as I see them, which isn't always the most efficient. But I do enjoy it, and it makes me happy, so it's fine. So, as I see these containers with lots of thick weeds, we're just going to pull those out. Lots of grass in this one. Trying to take the room from my peppers. Get your own room, grass. Much better. Oh no. More. Oh no. It's really attached to my snapdragons. Get all the roots on this Cosmo at the bottom. That's crazy looking. Like a little alien plant. Where even are those onions? Oh, right here. This one, still good. This one, still good. These weeds, not so good. I don't think any of these onions are ready. Nope. Everybody's still standing straight in here. These are where my bigger onions are. This one is one of the biggest ones. This one is not even an onion, basically. It's so tiny. Gotta be careful because my squash are trailing now. So this container is where my biggest onions are. And those are looking great. Look at the size of that one. Beautiful. And maybe this one tiny one here has a broken neck. No, not. None of those really have a broken neck. They're all kind of looking fine. So those will stay there. Another flower break. Look at these Aztec sunset. In the sunset. Oh my gosh. Those are so beautiful. I love how small these are. And the different color variations. Those are gorgeous. There's flowers on my butterfly pea? What? This is a lavender queen butterfly pea. They're a natural food dye. A lot of people put them in tea to turn it different colors. I think the lavender queen will turn it lavender, like purple color, especially if you put lemon juice in your tea. And this is also the first time I've gotten this plant to even get this big. It's actually climbing up the trellis, which makes me very happy. Let me help this guy out here. Hook it on himself like that. Oh, and this one too. Hook up here, buddy. Yep. Look at you grow. I guess that flower and this tomato are just gonna become one eventually. That's fine. This is a Norwood Miners tomato, and they're starting to ripen. It got some cracks in them because of all the rain we have been getting. But there's plenty of more fruits on it. And I just propagated some of these today. There's more fruits down here. Here's where I cut for some propagations, but I wanted to leave these big old fruits on there. I love the color of this one. Like such a dark burgundy, more purple than maroon or red. So pretty. Also really loving these tiny yellow snapdragons right now. These ones on this side. Oh, there's a red one. It's finally happening. I've got the red, the yellow, and the burgundy bicolor all blooming. I'm so excited. Let's get some weeds out of here. I think I've tried to pull this one before and it was really intertwined, and so I left it. There we go, I got it. Those are red snapdragons also. Well, I was going to try to wait till the morning to harvest a bunch of cucumbers that are definitely ready. But I broke the vine right here on this one while cleaning out this bed. So it looks like this giant, definitely over-ready Katrina cucumber is coming inside with me. But this plant doesn't look great, so we're just going to take that one out. Let it die. I'm telling you, there's more in there. There's one, there's two. Got a few silver slicers that I will wait until the morning to harvest. Another one there. A squash coming along soon. Well, I did not have a lot of specific things to do when I came out here today. The only for sure's that I had was I wanted to plant that tomatillo and plant those 2 tomatoes. We did that together and a few extra things, along with admiring the flowers, which I always enjoy to do when I come out here in the perfect light. The sun is almost fully down now. I'm gonna go take a shower and then play some board games with my friends. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you all in the next one. You nerds that stay to the end of the video, here's what I'm doing with the onions. So this is a metal shelf. It's breathable. You see through the bottom there. And I just put them on here, and all of this is actually my garlic, and it will just stay here and cure until I'm ready to use it. Thanks for watching.